Hello everyone. The next topic that we're going to be looking at today under the general ledger space is sundry creditors, debtors, capital and cash. So with respect to what we saw till now as a brief introduction, we saw what are financial statements, why they are used, why financial modeling is done and why financial modeling is important. Right, and then under the general ledgers we saw how to model purchases under different scenarios, purchase returns under different scenarios, and how to actually model something like inventory, right, with respect to purchases. If purchases goes up, what happens to inventory levels, what happens to the costing of inventory, right? So modeling inventory costs under different scenarios was handled in the previous chapter. Similarly with sales, we saw sales modeling as well as expected sales, expected revenues, expected profits, etc. And we finally finished with fixed assets. We just touched upon fixed assets in brief, but the idea behind fixed assets is to understand when assets are actually getting depleted and a little bit about depreciation, etc. Right? We will see a lot more detail on depreciation a little later in the reading, especially in chapter on depreciation and working capital. But until then, let us now move on to the next chapter, which is going to be called general ledgers, sundry creditors, sundry debtors, capital and cash. Right. So what I'm going to be doing here is opening a new page here, and this page is going to be called a new worksheet, and this worksheet is going to be called 3 ledgers x1. So to all of those who are not familiar with how the pages are being named, 3 basically means the third chapter under here. Ledgers is the name of the chapter, and 1 basically is the first subdivision. So the first subdivision that we are going to be looking at is capital, right? So let us start with something that is a lot more salient, a lot more easier to understand, and something that is probably the first thing that a business needs in order to start functioning, right? And I'm going to use the same color coding that I used for the previous chapters. So for capital, I'm going to call it, I'm going to put an orange there, I'm going to call it capital, right? So the idea behind capital is, the idea behind this is to first show you how capital is modeled on a balance sheet, right? To actually show you a balance sheet and show you how capital is in the balance sheet, and then we will move on and actually find out the different types of capital, what will happen to the balance sheet if a capital is recalled, right? What happens in the case of capital issued but not subscribed, etc. Okay, so the balance sheet model that we're going to be looking at is a very simple model, and again, we're not looking at regulations. I made it very clear in the beginning that financial modeling is more from an analysis standpoint than a regulation standpoint, right? From a regulatory standpoint, you cannot model it this way because there is something called Schedule 3, Schedule 4, Schedule 5, Schedule 6. There's US GAAP, there's IFRS. So which financial statement you are preparing, right? The regulations are different for those financial statements. So I would definitely not ask you to look at this from a regulatory standpoint, but from a modeling standpoint, this is how your balance sheet will look. Okay, so let us look at it this way. So we're going to call it the balance sheet. Yeah, so I'm going to put bold and underline. I'm not sure if I've already given you a brief on how bold works. So bold is CTRL plus B. Okay, so I would want you to hit CTRL plus B if you're bolding something. Okay, under balance sheet, the first subdivision is called capital and liabilities. And what you can do with respect to capital and liabilities is you can indent it a little bit, right? So when I say indent it, maybe give it a couple of spaces. Okay, so capital and liabilities, we will not bold it, and we will just give it a single underline. Okay, under capital and liabilities, I'm going to say, let us first look at capital, right? So capital, and I'm going to say the first item that we're going to look at is authorized share capital. Alt OCA. If you don't remember what Alt OCA is, please look at the previous chapter. Alt OCA basically is your column expansion, right? So authorized share capital is basically XXX. Let's just put a dummy amount there. I will tell you what it means. And then capital issued share capital. And again XXX, we'll put a dummy amount there. Capital paid up share capital, put a dummy amount there. Capital before paid up, we should look at called up allotted share capital, paid up and called up share capital, or called up and paid up, called up / paid up share capital. Okay, so this is the idea behind your capital under your capital and liabilities, and once your capital is done, we would move on to liabilities, and I will show you how to do this a little later, right? So we can look at the complete picture of a balance sheet maybe once we finish all of the general ledgers and move on to the balance sheet. But right now I want to talk about all of these items here. Okay, so let us talk about authorized share capital. When you model authorized share capital, what you need to understand is this has no impact on your financial analysis at all. Okay, why? It is only for disclosure purposes. Okay, what does it mean? It means that an authorized share capital on the balance sheet is present in the balance sheet only to tell people what is the maximum amount of capital the company is allowed to issue. Which means if the authorized share capital in a company's balance sheet is, let us say, if authorized share capital is, let's say, 1 lakh, right? Company is issuing 1.5 lakhs, something is wrong. You need to open your eyes. It means that you're being fooled, you're being taken for a ride, because the company is not allowed to issue 1.5 lakhs. The authorized share capital for the company is only 1 lakh, right? So your issued capital is how much the company actually issues, and this will be always lesser than or equal to, and this is the symbol for lesser than or equal to. I know you put it in a different way when you actually write it down in a piece of paper, but your issued share capital will always be less than or equal to your authorized share capital. It can never ever be more. So what does that mean? That basically means that you have authorized share capital, and under that you have something called issued share capital, which is a lower amount, a smaller amount, or an equal amount, but it can never be more. And under that you have something called allotted share capital. That means it is the actual amount allotted as capital to investors. So your allotted share capital again will be less than equal to issued share capital. Okay, and let's look at called up and paid up. Again, same, you've guessed it right. So it's the same thing. It basically means amount called up and paid up, and called up and paid up should be less than or equal to your allotted share capital. So if I put this all in a line, when you're modeling it, the mistake that you will probably be doing is if you put an extra zero somewhere, because capital has a lot of zeros in it, right? So the mistake that you will probably be doing is if you put an extra zero. Okay, so if I put it all in a line, I would probably say your authorized capital, I'm going to call it auth cap, should be greater than equal to issued cap, which should be greater than equal to allotted cap which should be greater than equal to called up and paid up cap. So what does that mean? That basically means you cannot do anything which is greater than authorized cap. You cannot allot greater than issued cap. You cannot call up or pay up greater than allotted cap. So I will now put something, and this is for the first time, I'm going to introduce something here called a control check. I'm going to put a gray here and I'm going to call it a control check. What is a control check? A control check is a formula to make sure there are no fat finger errors. What is a fat finger error? A fat finger error is when you type random numbers because you are not on a diet. Fat fingers, right? Has it ever happened to you? You tried typing 0, you typed 1 and 0 together and you typed 10, right? So that's a fat finger error. So a control check will make sure that a fat finger error is not present. Okay? So what I'm going to do here as a control check, I'm going to put the balance sheet here and I'm going to put a control check next to the balance sheet. Okay? Now remember, your control check will not be a part of the balance sheet. It's only from a modeling perspective. Okay? Your control check is not part of the balance sheet. It's only from a modeling perspective. So let me just put that here. Let me just put only for checking, not a part of balance sheet. Okay? And for your control check, I'm going to put a formula called an if formula. Okay? So if this less than this or this greater than equal to this, then say true. For an if formula, you should always put it in double commas, double colons, double quotes, sorry. Otherwise, say false. Okay? So let us now see if the formula is working. It will say true, right? Because it has nothing. So let us now say 100. Okay? Let us put issued capital of 1000. False. Issued capital of 99. True. Okay? So your thing is working properly. So my issued capital is always greater, 100. True. Because I put an equal to, greater than equal to here, right? So the next thing that I'll be doing is allotted share capital. So allotted share capital, let me put the same formula, right? So whenever you put the same formula, check for the formula, make sure your numbers are all in line. Now for allotted share capital, let's say 100, it says true. Check it for 99, says true. Check it for 101, it says false. It works well, okay? So let's put 100 for now. Similarly, let us put for allocated share capital, right? Similarly, make your testing to make sure your control checks are all in place. So there are two ways you can do these control checks. You can put the control checks in here, right? You can put the control checks in here, or you can just put the control checks in the side so that the control checks will be present, but at the same time, it will not hamper your balance sheet's progress at any point in time. Okay, so this is our control check. So for the first time in our financial modeling reading, we have now come across something called a control check. Now I want you to what I want you to do as part of the balance sheet modeling is I'm going to give a parameter, and what I want to do is understand what would happen under these parameters, right? And once you understand what would happen under these parameters, I want you to put a control check there, and I also want you to put a balance sheet in there. Okay, so let us model the balance sheet using some parameters and finally put some control checks to make sure that the balance sheet is looking good. Okay, so now let us put the parameter, and I'm sure you understand what a parameter means by this time, right? So a model parameter is in green color. So that's basically like a question that we are looking at. So let us assume RA, that is Reliance Apparel, has total authorized share capital of 10 lakhs. Okay, Authorized share capital for Reliance Apparel is 10 lakhs. Now this is the larger financial modeling we are using, right? So authorized share capital is 10 lakhs. RA wants to issue 8.5 lakhs of capital but gets applications for 1.5x times the capital issued. Okay, now let's get through this completely, and then we will come back and we will check if what we're talking about here makes sense or not. RA allots 100% of the issued capital and calls up the entire amount immediately. All of this happens in 2021. In 2022, RA wants to issue a further 1.5 lakhs of capital and gets 2.5x the applications for this amount. RA allots the entire 100% of issued capital. In 2023, RA wants to call back 10% of its total issued capital at 1.5x the face value. Do not worry about how or where this money is coming from. Okay, do not worry about where this money is coming from. Or let us make it a little simpler. Let me just say it wants to call the capital at 100x, 100% of the face value. Do not worry about where this money is coming from. Now what do you need to do? What do you need to do? Prepare the 2021, 2022 and 2023 capital parts of the balance sheet with adequate control checks. Make sure these checks are tested out. Okay, so now let us try doing these. Let us come to the answers. I want you guys to pause the video for a minute. In your mind, I want you to frame the answer for how this is going to look in the balance sheet, and then let us go ahead and prepare this. Okay, so let us I'm going to give you a minute to come up with this on your own. Okay, so what I want you guys to do right now is come up with the answers. So the answers with respect to how this is going to look, I'm just going to copy the balance sheet now for 2021. So 2021, let us start with 2021 balance sheets. So I'm going to Alt HAC, I'm going to make it center aligned. I don't know if I've already told you this, but I will tell you again. Alt plus H plus A plus C, A plus C, center aligned. So I want you guys to remember this. And so let us start. So how much is the authorized share capital for RA, right? Authorized share capital is 10 lakhs. So let us put 1, 2. So let us put 10 lakhs in commas. Okay, you're good. So how much share capital is being issued? Let's put notes here, okay? So that wherever I feel that you need to look at this, let's look at it. 10 lakhs multiplied by 85%, okay? How much is being issued? 10 lakhs multiplied by 85% or 8.5 lakhs. It's clearly given in the question, so you don't need to do a lot of calculations here. So let us remove this. So 8.5 lakhs is issued. Okay, allotted share capital. Now it issues 100% of the allotted share capital. Okay, so which means the entire 8.5 lakhs is issued and the entire 8.5 lakhs is called up. Now my question for you guys is going to be, what is the information on 1.5x the application received? This means that whenever there is an IPO or whenever they are issuing capital in the market, most times if the company is really good, they will receive more applications than the amount of capital being allotted, right? So in those circumstances, what you basically need to do is calculate from the applications how much is being allotted, and there's like a complex calculation. Let me give you an example. They are asking for 8.5 lakhs of cash, but they received 1.5x this, right? That's basically 8.5 multiplied by 1.1. So they received 9.35 lakhs worth of cash, okay? Which means they need to refund how much? They need to refund 8.5 minus this money. 85,000 rupees has to be refunded to the applicants, for whom allotment has not been made. Okay, so I want you to remember this part. This is more from a notes calculation, but it won't impact your analysis in any way. Let's make some checks here. So I want you guys to come up with some checks. I'm going to make the checks at the bottom because I have some verbiage here with respect to the notes. So let's look at the checks that we have. The first check is if check. If this amount is less than, it should be greater than or less than, it should be greater than equal to this amount, then say, I want you guys to do this on your own. Please do this on your own. Don't assume that you will be able to do this just because I'm able to do it. This comes with a lot of practice. So drag it down. Okay, this is the beautiful thing about these checks, right? If you drag it down, the checks will automatically drag down the cells. Okay, so all of the checks are good. Now let me try allocating 9,35,000. We received that much, right? Let me try allocating. This check has become false, right? So which means that the check is working perfectly. Now let us now move on to 2022. Okay, so 2022 ka capital statement mein we are now issuing a further 1.5 lakhs. So balance sheet mein you will see that this 8.5 lakhs has become 10 lakhs. I hope you know how that is happening. Notes mein let us just put that here. Let us see how that has become. 2021 the balance was 8.5 plus 2022 ka balance 1.5, that is equal to 10 lakhs. Okay, what I want you to remember is if this becomes 10,50,000 for example, the check has gone false. Okay, so the checks are still working. Allotted share capital, entire amount is allotted. So let us now drag this down and drag this down so that everybody knows where these numbers are coming from. And let us now move to 2023, where this is a little different, and I want you guys to look at the question. In 2023, Reliance Apparel wants to call back 10% of its total issued capital at 100% the face value. Do not worry about where this money is coming from. Don't ask me where cash is coming from, security premium kahan gaya, capital reserve hai nahi hai. We don't worry about all that, right? So all of that we need to know is capital part of the balance sheet may, how will it look? Okay. So with adequate control checks, prepare the 2021-3 with adequate control checks. So 23, I'm going to change this to 23. We opened our balance with this much, correct? How much are they calling back? They're calling back 10%. So when they call back, what happens is your issued share capital will reduce by the amount of capital called back. Your capital called back is 1 lakh. How is this? How are we arriving at this 1 lakh? Let me bring the checks down here. Okay. How are we arriving at the 1 lakh? 10 lakhs issued minus 10% of 10 lakhs called back is equal to 9 lakhs. Okay. Now look at the check. It is saying false. Why is it saying false? It is saying false because my why is this check saying false? It's saying false because my issued capital से allotted capital ज़्यादा है. Okay. So now I'm looking at this check and I'm looking at this check. Now what has happened to these checks, and this is very important for you to note. This check was comparing the first few cells, correct? But look at this check. This check is comparing the first few cells too, which is correct. Okay. But look at this guy. Okay. This guy is comparing the second few cells, which means the last check has gone out. Now, and this is a very important part of modeling, and this could lead to a lot of modeling errors. Okay, I want you to think why this has happened. Okay, same formula, same checks, same numbers or identical numbers. This number is smaller than this number, but why is my formula not checking the first two? Either though it checked the first two, right? Why is my formula checking the last two? Can you think about it? I want you to apply some mind and think about why the formula is not checking the first two. I mean, that's the question. Yeah. So sorry, I'm just going to do Control Z here. So the answer is, if you check the check here, it is coming after one empty line. Idhar bhi it's coming after one empty line. Per idhar it's coming after two empty lines. Therefore, there is an error in your check. Now, if you check it, it will all go for a toss. So I want to Control C, Control V this again. Now you see that this is worked well, right? If you look at this now, you will actually see that the check is working properly again. Authorized share capital or issued share capital mein there is no problem. Issued though it's lesser. Per issued or allocated share capital mein if you check, allocated is higher, right? But why is that? Because you fixed only the issued share capital when you did the callback. But technically you should fix everything when you do a callback, right? Because when you call back, your allotted share capital bhi kam hoga, or your called up or paid up share capital bhi kam ho jayega, right? So that is very, very important. Pardon my Hindi is extremely bad, right? But I hope you get the answer. I hope you get the idea. The idea is that your authorized share capital, issued share capital, and all of this is being modeled in a similar way. And to make it a little easier and to indent it a little more, what you can do is click this guy here. This guy will indent it for you. So if you look at it, balance sheet is left, capital to uska niche hai, or maybe what we can do is do this. Okay, let's take capital back there and let's just click this guy once. It's indented. Let's give this two indents. Okay, two indents, so that it looks a lot more cleaner, right? So for example, what I would do next is look at liabilities, and when I start looking at liabilities either niche, what will happen is that the liabilities will again be single indent, and liabilities ke niche there will be creditors, etc., will have double indent. Creditors ke niche it could be less than 6 months, greater than 6 months, triple indent. Okay, and I will show you a very vast example of how this could look like shortly. Maybe once we complete the chapter on trading profit and loss account, or even trial balance ke baad, right? I can show you how it looks. Okay, and the idea behind this is to make sure that you guys know that the looks of your model are actually as important as the model itself. Okay, so I want to make that very clear. So with this, I will close the chapter on capital. It's extremely small, just like a quick 20-30 minute bite on what capital looks like, what is different types of capital. Very important, that could also be something like preferred share capital, right? Preference share capital. So if you have preference share capital, what will you do? So let me just fix that here for you. If you have preference share capital, this will be to ek indent ka hai. So this will be capital, right? Capital and liabilities ke niche, what you will do is you will introduce another insert. So what you will do is you will put preference share capital here, preference share capital. Okay, maybe just put this guy below, preference share capital. And the idea is that this could also have some number, but I will probably indent it single indent. Okay, sorry, excuse me. So yeah, so the preference share capital, I will probably give it a single indent. Okay, while this I will give it a single indent. So preference share capital, this I will give a double indent. What is the idea? The idea is that ये तो equity share capital के नीचे है, ये preference share capital के नीचे, and this also I will give a single indent. Preference share capital को I will give it one more underline. Okay, so all of this will just help you make the whole your whole this thing look a little better, your whole model look a little better. I will end with this so that you know what balance sheet is and how the capital part of the balance sheet at least looks like. We will move to reserves and all of that a little later. Before we do that, we have the other items here which we will look at in the next video. Thank you.